Shut up about this. And it goes.
Who got ya? Open, scoping out the track. It's no other than the sounds of the Daddy Mac. Still slacking, back patching up my turf. Cause after me was a factory, it works after worse. Stomping, jumping, wannabes. Better, but however, there's only one M.A.C. Me and I live for the big picture. Ways of getting richer, Mr. Quick to hit your sis. I'm ballin' in the Green County on chrome. I slip brothers in the deck on my cellular phone. I'm just lounging, leather, sound all around in the dip on the other end. Wanna put me down now. No hesitation, I hops to it. See, it ain't easy being a Mac, but somebody gotta do it. True, it's usually not represented right, but I'm the M.A.C.D.A.D.D.Y. and tonight's tonight. Please, my whole crew makes G's. Tonight's the night, baby, so blow up on knees. Tonight, tonight's the night, please, my whole crew makes G's. Tonight's the night, baby, so blow up on knees. Tonight's the night, I'm going up for the girls I used to go to school with, and all the niggas that I'm cool with. Let them all know that my mom's is gone and it'll be tomorrow before she comes back home. Ding dong, kiss some niggas, say no more. I'm with a
What it do, y'all? What it do, y'all? I'm your host with the motherfucking most, Chill Motherfucking Murray, and you are now tuned in to the Live from the Spot podcast, episode 55, baby. Doing a little bit late. I had to work today, of course, so I can't do no maneuvering around and getting pre-production ready until late night. But I miss doing my late night chills. And of course, this is, I probably should just retitle this late night chill. But anywho, welcome. Thank y'all for tuning in or not tuning in. Y'all know how we do and how we rock and roll. No sleeping in the streets. No sleeping in the streets. It's beef. It's beef, man. I meant to pull up that as well. So, speaking of which, I guess we might as well start there as well. So, you gotta see the cover of the pod today. And, yeah. I wasn't expecting, of course, this to happen. Not this soon, anyway. I wasn't expecting no shit like this to spill out in the streets this soon. But I said on this pod before, I didn't expect who was going to be with, but I said that Family Matters record, did some stinging. Alright? I said that shit did some stinging. Now, I thought it was just Kendrick that it stung. Apparently, it wasn't. I was sadly mistaken. It was not just Kendrick that Family Matters took a stung to. Now, of course, we broke down the lyrics about who was who. But there was one in particular lyric in Family Matters that I kept saying that I couldn't figure out, and that was that if Drake Shooter's doing TikTok, if Drake Shooter's doing TikTok, that's P's brother, y'all ain't getting shit shot. Remember I kept saying I can't figure out who the fuck P's brother is. I done figured out who P's brother is tonight, y'all. We gonna get into it. So, if you have not heard, all day long the headlines have been talking about Drake's mansion has been shot up. Now, Drake's mansion in particular has not been shot up, but the security guard that was standing outside 2 o'clock in the morning got shot up. And I was saying to myself, okay, like everybody else, I was like, damn, did the Kendrick and him beef go this far? Because I kept saying, like, yo, this is feeling a little Biggie and Pacish. This done went beyond modern day Jay-Z and Nas. This is feeling 50 and Josh. This is not, I mean, this went beyond rap lyrics. I kept telling y'all that I kept fucking telling y'all that every single time I got on this bitch. I was like, this is about to get beyond rap. When niggas start talking about each other's families and shit like that, like deep-rooted shit, like niggas' kids ain't theirs, and you start calling niggas pedophiles and shit, and he calling this nigga gay, and like it's other shit. He telling ASAP shut the fuck up. He telling Ross shut the fuck up, or I'll make your plane crash. Like, and then Ross plane swivel. Like, I keep telling you niggas, this shit getting beyond rap. This shit getting beyond rap out here. Y'all keep playing. Or should I say not listening? Let's get beyond rap out here. It's getting way beyond rap lyrics. But let me play this news clip of what transpired today. Because I, like I said, am baffled.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and we do have some breaking news that we want to get to. This is some aerial footage of the house from Drake. This is the rapper Drake right there. This is his house in Toronto. There was a shooting that happened earlier outside Drake's Toronto home, and one person was injured in this. According to TMZ, sources confirm the injured person is a member of Drake's security team. Now, police have yet to say if they believe the shooting is related to the Kendrick Lamar feud. Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been feuding for quite some time, releasing diss tracks against one another. But again, police have revealed the victim suffered a gunshot wound to the upper chest, and it does appear to have been a drive-by attack. Also, there has been impact across the Atlantic. In London, someone reportedly vandalizing Drake's store, spray painting, quote, "They not like us" on the store's front window. That graffiti inspired by Kendrick Lamar's latest diss track drop, quote, "Not like us." And just a short time ago, we were hearing from Canadian authorities as they shared the very latest in this shooting, and I do want to play that for you right now.
And I'm one of the media relations officers for the Toronto Police Service. Speaking today is Inspector Paul Kravchuk of our Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force, which investigates all shootings and firearm discharges within the city of Toronto. Inspector?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Inspector Paul Kravchuk of the Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force, and I'm pleased to be here today. I know there's a lot of interest in this incident, and I hope you can also appreciate that information is very limited at this time, so I only have so much. What I do know, I will advise you of, and I will take a few questions at the end. This morning at about 2 a.m., police were called to a shooting at the residence behind me here. When officers arrived, they located a male who was suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. That male was taken to hospital in serious condition. That person was working, apparently, as a security guard at the residence. He was standing outside of the gates in front of the residence when the shooting occurred. We have individuals who obviously performed the shooting who were seen in a vehicle. I do not have a description of the vehicle or the suspects at this time. Again, it's very early on in the investigation. I cannot speak to a motive at this time because it's so early, but as we get information, we will share it with you. Anyone with information is asked to call 416-808-2510 or Crime Stoppers. You can expect to see an increased presence in this neighborhood for the next little while, but it's no different than any other shooting or firearm discharge. We'll have officers here looking for witnesses to come forward, as well as we canvassing for video. I'll now take a few questions.
Was Drake home, and is he cooperating with this investigation?
I cannot confirm if Drake was home at the time the incident occurred, but I can tell you that we are in contact with his team and they are cooperating.
To what extent is the rat beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar part of the investigation focus?
So I am aware of what you're talking about, but it is so early in the investigation that we don't have a motive at this time, and so I cannot comment further on that.
While the motive may not be confirmed, if that is something that you're looking at, knowing that this beef crosses borders into the U.S., is there anything being done in the investigation to maybe prevent a potential suspect from leaving Canada?
So this is no different than any other investigation, okay? Like, it's maybe more high profile because there's more people here, but we treat it like any other incident. So we'll be using all our resources. Our teams will be doing as much as they can to investigate this, but it'll be no different than any other investigation at this time.
So if you didn't hear, of course, I know the audio was very low. What the reporter asked him was, how deep is the Kendrick Lamar beef, and is it being investigated as such, as well as are they investigating the fact that this could be an invasion of territory over the borders, hinting, or should I say insinuating, that could this be a West Coast versus Toronto thing? And of course, I don't think that is the case. We're going to get into that.
Shot still in serious condition. Have you been able to talk to him? Has he not been able to give you a suspect description? And how is there no video yet of the car that fled?
So I can tell you that all I'm going to say about the victim is that he's still in the hospital in serious condition.
Age?
And I'm not going to just... no, I'm not going to at this time.
This is obviously a very well-to-do neighborhood. There's likely a lot of video around. Have you guys begun your canvassing? Do you expect to get a good amount of video involved with this?
I would be surprised if we didn't. I can say that we've already collected some video evidence which captures the incident.
You said suspects plural. Could you say, are we talking 2, 3, or more?
No idea at this time.
And would you characterize this as a drive-by shooting, or more specifically, did they stop and open fire?
I'm not going to get into specifics about the investigation at this time, just that a vehicle was involved and then fled the scene. That will be part of our investigation, but again, we're very early on.
How did the 911 call come in? Who made it?
I don't have that information.
Was this security guard alone? Were there other security guards here too?
I don't have that information.
In the incident, did it look like the security guard was the target? Were they trying to get past him?
Don't know at this time.
You said you have video capturing the incident?
Yes.
The actual shooting?
Yes.
And you can't give us a description of the vehicle?
Nope, not at this time.
Because you don't want to release it?
No, because we're dealing with video quality issues, correct? So we, as we have information and we're able to analyze video better, then we'll be able to provide more information.
You mentioned that the shooting occurred outside the gates, but there are markers inside near a garage, and there's an area cordoned off there. Would shell casings have gone that far? Why would that be?
I haven't even walked up to the scene, so I can't comment. Oh, thank you.
Do we know how many shots were fired?
No, that's going to be part of the investigation. Can't comment at this time. Thank you very much.
Is it gang related?
All right, so we were just listening as authorities provided the very latest information after a security guard was shot outside the rapper Drake's house right there. And this is aerial footage of his home in Toronto. You can see it is a very large residence that is being described as an upscale neighborhood. So this is what we know from authorities. The security guard was outside Drake's home, which you see right there in this aerial footage. When that shooting occurred, the shooter was inside a vehicle. That vehicle drove by this house and shot the security guard. The security guard right now is in the hospital in serious condition. We were hearing reporters asking whether this shooting had anything to do with Drake's feud with rapper Kendrick Lamar. And we heard authorities saying this is very early on in the investigation. And at this point in time, they do not have a motive. But you heard from the authority right there that there will be an increased police presence in this neighborhood. He did stress that there is no difference from other shootings. He also said he cannot confirm if Drake was actually home at this time. Again, this is Drake's home in Toronto. He did say, though, that there is video evidence that captured the shooting. He did not elaborate as to exactly what that video showed. And he also said that they don't have any information about who called 911. So again, we are following some breaking news after a security guard outside Drake's Toronto house was shot, now in the hospital in critical condition. It is unclear whether this shooting had anything to do with Drake's ongoing feud with fellow singer and rapper Kendrick Lamar. And again, these are aerial shots of Drake's Toronto mansion right there. Of course, as soon as we get any new information, we will share that with you here on Live Now from Fox.
Okay, so I thought I was off mute already. So, with that being said, ironically, 8 days before that, just a week before this, another home was shot at in Toronto. Now, of course, let me also address what you might be thinking. Oh, the vandalism. Think about the vandalism, but not like us. Yeah. I know about that. That pretty much sounds like fans to me. If we're talking about vandalism and fans saying not like us at an OVO store, that's typical fan shit I can see. There was just a little nigga that just went to New Ho King being on some fan shit, just going to get some food. Little regular punk nerd kid just trying to do that shit or whatever. But when you hear about shootings and shit, you say, oh, what else is going on in the neighborhood? See, that was another reason why I felt it was necessary for us to talk about, and I guarantee you a lot of y'all probably didn't pay attention to that part that I broke down top 5. Drake shooter, the Sizzlack situation with him getting broad back in the day, New Hope King, all that was broken down, right? All that to say, Drake allegedly has real ties in the Toronto streets. Whether y'all want to believe that or not. Okay? Now, who else has ties in the Toronto streets? Would be the XO gang. XO gang is the Weeknd. Now, I know what you're saying. Now, wait a damn minute. These are 2 pop stars. See, a lot of y'all know the Weeknd from The Weeknd Now. Y'all know the Weeknd Now. Y'all know pop star Weeknd Now. Okay? Y'all don't know about Balloons Weekend. Y'all know about that weekend. Some of y'all know about Balloons Weekend. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all fans of the Weeknd. But if you remember the Weeknd from back then, you know what I'm talking about. Before the Weeknd was, popping like that. When he was just getting started with Drake. Them days. Okay? But what am I referring to by this? A week ago, like I said, someone else's home was shot at. Saw this on the ABC News and said, okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Now to some breaking news out of Encino, where a security guard has been wounded outside of a music executive's home.
Gigi Graciette is live there with all the details. Gigi. And a man, we're told, is fighting for his life. He's in his early 30s, in critical condition, and at last check was in surgery. You are looking live at this private road here in Encino. LAPD and their investigators still here. Take a look at this video just shot for you. You can see police officers around a guard shack, and that is where it is believed that security guard was shot multiple times around 2:30 this morning. 911 receiving many calls from people who said they heard 3 to 4 gunshots, and it's possible the victim.
You see the basketball court? You see the basketball court?
Was alert and conscious and managed to call 911 himself, telling police that he had just been shot here at the home. The suspects, 3 men, all reportedly armed with guns, wearing hoodies, took off running right after the shooting. Now, the multi-million-dollar home belongs to Amir Ismailian, better known as Cash XO, who together with recording artist The Weeknd founded XO Records and has made quite a name for himself.
Now, isn't that something? Just 8 days ago, Amir Cash, the manager of The Weeknd, his security guard was shot. Isn't that something?
The music industry, at least 4 people were inside the home at the time of the shooting, and it is believed that the security guard was working for Ismailian, who earlier we were told was at home at the time of the shooting. We're working to confirm that. Again, a man left fighting for his life after being shot here. Police working on the theory that this was possibly an attempted burglary or home invasion, but they ran into the security guard first, shot him, and then those suspects took off running. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Gracia.
Sound like no burglary to me.
Gigi, thank you.
They ain't sound like no burglary to me. That sound like a warning. That sound like to me. That sound like somebody was trying to warn somebody. Somebody was sending a message. We watched the movies. Allegedly, of course. I say that. Somebody was allegedly sending a message. Anyway, we seen the mob movies. That was somebody trying to say something. Okay? That happened 8 days ago. At the manager house. Okay? Now, a lot of y'all saying to yourself, well, who the fuck is Amir Cash? Okay? Let me show you who Amir Cash is. It's quickly going to make sense to you. It's quickly going to make sense to you on how this happened. This is Amir Cash's Instagram, okay? Notice the second fucking picture, okay? That's one thing. That's one thing, right? This is Cash. Okay? This is Amir Cash. But you see whose pictures he keep posting, right? You see who he keeps posting himself up with. Metro Boomin, who also has supposed huge beef with Drake right now, right? See him in future here. Amir Cash again. Now remember, this is XO Gang. This is The Weeknd's manager. Okay? Understand what we're talking about here. So, apparently, the long-standing feud and beef between The Weeknd and Drake has resurfaced amid a lot of lyrics that have been showing up lately as well over the past couple of years. Now, I started doing some thinking, of course. with the lyrics. Okay. And started connecting a couple of dots here. Just a couple of dots. So, real quick, let's listen to the shot that The Weeknd threw prior to push-ups. Actually, no. Yeah, let's play that. Let's play that. Because this is where Drake would say, okay, gloves are off. So, before I play that, I just want y'all to know that people were saying on For All the Dogs, Drake took a shot at The Weeknd. But it was a very subtle shot, so you couldn't really tell. The Weeknd would then confirm it with these lyrics here. Hold on. I got you. Here we go.
That I never signed my life away, and we never do the big talk. They shooters making TikToks. They could never diss my brother's baby.
Yeah.
When they got leaks in their operation, I thank God that I never signed my life away, and we never do the big talk. They shooters making TikToks.
So, all of that was aimed at Drake on a record called All to Myself on Metro Boomin, on Metro Boomin and Future's album, We Still Don't Trust You, the part 2 to the first one they did, We Don't Trust You, where Kendrick Lamar had first dissed everybody, dissed Cole and Drake. One like that. So they doubled back with a second album where they had ASAP, Weeknd, and a couple other niggas dissing Drake again. So it's like, all right, that's the whole industry against me. All right, I get it. All right, I'm gonna address every last one of y'all. Every last one of y'all I'm gonna address. So he does, right? On push-ups. Now, some lyrics are gonna start to stick out from push-ups. Now that we start to hear some new names, right? Let's see where he gets at The Weeknd at. I could never be a number one fan. Your first number one, I had to put it in your hand. You pussies can't get booked outside America for Nan. I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. That was all at Future and The Weeknd. I could never be a number one fan. Your first number one, I had to put it in your hand. That was The Weeknd. Your pussies can't get booked outside America for Nan. I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. He was talking about Future's girl Tokyo. Now, let's move along. Down to, where is it at? Right, where is it at? Right here, where he gets at, where he officially gets at, where he starts. Here we go. So, claim the 6 and you boys ain't even come from it. And when you boys got rich, you had to run from it. Cash blowing, able bread, out there tricking. So Cash, Amir Cash, Weeknd, Able, out here tricking. Shit we do for bitches, he doing for niggas. What the fuck? So apparently there were guys that they were getting to sit courtside with them at NBA games. So that's where the reference came from, with them basically tricking on dudes. So I thought it was a reference to them trying to say The Weeknd was gay. It was more so them trying to say that they basically were recruiting. See, I didn't catch that reference at first. Jets, whips, chains, wicked, wicked, wicked. Spend it like you trying to fuck, boy, you tripping. Okay. Let's move forward. Drake then again comes back with Family Matters, right? And here's where I couldn't figure out the line. Remember? I couldn't figure out what he was talking about when he started out with, if Drake shooters doing TikToks, realest shooter in your gang, that's P's brother. Y'all ain't getting shit shot, nigga. Can't listen to the stick talk in falsetto. Save it for the hip hop, nigga. You don't even be at home, dog. You a souvenir out the gift shop, nigga. Still mad about the one hoe, Bella Hadid. We ain't even fuck. I just lip locked her. I get active when it's wartime. I ain't even really let my dick drop, nigga. Okay, see? All of that first part right there, I didn't catch was at the weekend. That realest shooter in your gang, that's P's brother, y'all ain't getting shit shot. Can't listen to the stick talking falsetto. Save it for the hip hop, save it for a hip hop nigga. Y'all don't even be at home, dog. You a souvenir out the gift shop, nigga. Let's move forward. But he addresses The Weeknd again. And I'm noticing he keeps addressing The Weeknd and Kendrick together. I'm noticing he keeps referencing them together. Even though they're all getting at him at the same time, I notice he keeps putting their bars together for some reason. For example, good kid, Mad City van will pop the latch and let the door slide. Tears running down my cheek, laughing out you pussies dying. That's a war cry. Then he goes into The Weeknd. Weekend music getting played in all the spots where boys got a little more pride. That's all your friends dipping to Atlanta paying just to find a tour guide. Able run your fucking bread, need to buy some more chains for some more guys. Let me find another street nigga I can take to the game to go courtside. Let me get a used Ferrari for a rapper. Take the nigga on a horse ride. Anything to take the spotlight off the fact that the boss is a drugged out little punk sissy from the north side. All of that to say, XO was soft. Okay? All that to say that XO gang was soft. Because like I said, he would reference Cash. Then he would talk about the fact that, you know, the realest shooter in your gang is P's brother. Y'all ain't getting shit shot. I started thinking about who was who, right? And started looking at some articles, of course. Now, Drake has a couple of people that he's very close to within the XO gang. One of those people, so for example, right, if I Google XO gang, right, if I Google XO gang The Weeknd, trying to find the one I pulled up earlier that had the list right there of the crew members of The Weeknd. Ah, here we go. I don't know why that was so damn hard to pull up. I don't know why that was so damn hard to pull up. If you look right here, I'll highlight it for you. Weeknd, b.l.a.c, Nav, Cherry 22. Now, Cherry 22 was, I think, about 2 years ago. She has really nothing to do with this. But Nav, if you don't remember, we talked about Nav being, which I still can't pinpoint where he's even dissed Nav. There's lyrics that's on We Don't Trust You from Nav that dissed Drake. But Drake hasn't really, like I said, addressed Nav too much. I mean, I guess you could say the "you pussies can't get booked outside America" for Nan part with him, or even the you guys we got rich and ran from it because Nav, of course, was out and he was public about saying he feels like he got, you know, he was already rich and he didn't really necessarily need the fame and that. He just wanted to keep making music. He didn't care about the superstardom or whatever. That came from Nav himself. So that would leave, besides The Weeknd, this name here. b.l.a. Now, a lot of people don't know who b.l.a. is, right? But let me show you b.l.a. Okay? So, I've known about b.l.a. being in XO Gang since the early days of Toronto, okay? I'm talking about the early days of Toronto. Sure, if I can find that picture of him and b.l.a. that I pulled up. Well, sure, I'll just go to it too. I'll just go to it too. No. So you can see how far these two go back. So when I'm hearing things like that's P's brother yelling getting shit shot, and I'm thinking about who Drake is actually close to in the XO camp, I'm thinking about certain people that he might actually know. This is him at b.l.a.'s birthday bash. Now, I thought it was just b.l.a.'s birthday bash, but apparently it was somebody else's birthday. Maybe it was a different night that I saw the other pictures at with him and b.l.a. See him in The Weeknd here. Oh, that was a picture I was trying to find. So this is way back in the day. b.l.a. and Drake. Back when they did the record together. Make It Go. Now I can't play that record, of course. I think this is a copyright there. No old record label. But yeah, like I said, old Toronto days. These two go way back. Way back. Drake and b.l.a. Now, some of y'all are unfamiliar with b.l.a. as far as him musically. So, to familiarize y'all with b.l.a. and why I think he has something to do with the street ties of this.
Temperatures we've seen in over 50 years. Cleanup crews have been up for days. Hell froze over, folks. If you don't believe me, just look outside your window.
Angels cry every time you dance. I took a chance. I guess I met the devil in France. She shook his hand. White sand, black bandanas and semis. Jewels stashed to work in the Hemi. We trap from Denny's. Quit Henny, bad bitches. I hit plenty. Here's a list of real niggas. Me, I missed any. I don't think so. Say a prayer like it's before dinner. Hot shells during the cold winter. Wonder why I saw Balmain and custom board. Cause Santa never had shit for a Muslim boy. Gon' figure, gon' figure. They roll over on you when they was rolling with you. Snitches. Code of honor like it's the holy scripture. Bet it's 20/20 vision till that 40 hit you. Up for days mixing drugs with the paranoia. This one for the dope boys, stacking just to pay the lawyer. I sit at home all alone with the 44 under my pillow, trying to dream it's a cold winter. No friends in the end, they all pretend. 7 sins talking revenge, I serve a cold dinner. Really came from nothing, homie, nothing's realer. Really came from nothing, homie, nothing's realer. Really came from nothing, homie, nothing's realer. Really came from nothing, homie, nothing's realer.
Okay, so that's b.l.a. For those of y'all that may have not known b.l.a.'s background, I'll say. So when I hear about, like I said, some of the street shit that go on for the XO side, that was where my mind went to. that was the first person I thought of. Like, okay, maybe you ain't understand the first time we said chill out. Talking about XO talking to Drake and OVO. Like, because that's, like I said, that's the only person that I could think of that Drake would not expect to step in, which I'm pretty sure, like I said, allegedly, I'm pretty sure he was warned ahead of time to not do anything like such, allegedly. Because if he has to step in, it's going to be a different thing. Now, let's break down a couple of other people that were also mentioned, okay, in these past couple of records. So I remember back when Drake first allegedly had squashed this beef. I guess we're saying allegedly with that one too, you know, because he didn't actually. But allegedly has squashed this beef with The Weeknd, right? Oh, man. One more clap. Alright. So, these are the war lyrics. So I was watching a couple of videos, and I remember someone saying that Drake had publicly addressed his beef with The Weeknd, right? Now, War came out in 2019. So this is not too long ago, okay? Now look at this. Just checked into a hotel. Floor that we on got potent aromas. OVO XO. Link up. Mandem drink up. Me and the Drillers. Hawking Sticks and Cash. Amir Cash. And Baka. Baka Not Nice. Gucci. P and Gilla. And that boy that sound like he sang on Thriller. Well, we know who that is. Who else sounds like Michael Jackson out here? The Weeknd. Okay? You know that's been my nigga. So he's trying to say that basically there was a night that all of these guys had linked up, right? So I said, I've seen that before. I've seen that a trio of like that before where the P is mentioned, right? I said, okay. Now we're getting somewhere where P is. Now we're getting somewhere of who P is and who's his brother. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. So, look at a couple pictures, you know. You start thinking about some things. So, he mentions that they link up, right? This would be the evening that they linked up. Where he mentions P and Gilla. XO drink up. Remember, he was at a hotel, right? So, this is him at the CN Tower on Bridal Path. And who's he with? Gilla. And I found the P, Pressa. Now, Pressa is a up-and-coming rapper he's an up-and-coming African rapper, I believe. Or Afro beats, excuse me. I said it wrong. Afro beats rapper. I have not really heard too much of Pressa, but I know he has that Caribbean-style sound as well. That Afro beat sound, I should say. I keep saying the wrong thing. It's late, forgive me. But, yes. He has the more island vibe Afrobeat sound, Pressa. So, he's also from the street, allegedly. Along with these gentlemen here, okay? Now, another person he mentioned was, what? Gucci, right? TV Gucci. This would be the Gucci gentleman he mentioned. This was at a video that he directed for Gucci. See, now we're breaking down some of the people that's around here. But once again, we would have to think about who was he saying when he said that's P's brother? This is Pressa and b.l.a.c. Once again, certain things start to make sense. Amir Cash and b.l.a.c. here. Certain things start to make sense when you start to connect certain dots and where certain people are and who are close to who. Amir Cash and b.l.a.c. And we all know this guy here in the middle already. That's his boss. Okay? I hope things are starting to make a little bit more sense to you. And that's, of course, oh no, this is whatchamacallit. That's his other boy's name in EXO. I forget his name now. Sal. That's Sal. That is Sal. That is Sal in the OVO EXO gang. I know him and Amir Cash look alike, right? Here's b.l.a.c. with Nav. So like I said, you have to look at who all these guys are next to. Now, of course, like I said, that's why I felt the need to show you guys who b.l.a.c. was and allegedly what his background is. As you see him here with Ross as well. He just did a video with Ross, actually, last year. They did a hell of a record, actually. But is it now coming clear to you the people that are close in these circles? And like I said, the biggest need that I needed to show you on b.l.a.c.'s background was to let you know who Drake possibly was talking about when he said that's P's brother yelling getting shit shot. He possibly was talking about b.l.a.c. and the fact that he is very close to b.l.a.c. Nothing he thinks would be done to him. On top of being affiliated with Pressa. Drake is very close to Pressa as well. So, this is how The Weeknd is able to even say there's leaks in the operation. This is how he's even able to say things like they got leaks in their operation, you know? Because it's all over the damn place. It's literally all over the damn place. Everybody knows fucking everybody. Everybody just knows everybody, man. See? Him and Baka. And Pressa. And he's outside, of course, because you can't show those guys. So that tells you where he was at. Oh, didn't mean to show that one. So like I said, man, I can see, like I said, easily how people would say that there are leaks in the camp on both ends. If we're being honest here, there's leaks in the camp on both goddamn ends. Because everybody is clicked up together. So you really can't tell who's who. Or should I say who's enemy of who? Or who, should I say, is going to snake who? That's him in the mirror, Cash. But same night, Drake's there. That was like I said, this is Belly's birthday bash. Ain't no telling what's going on, no, man. Allegedly, everything is allegedly. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain. This definitely has spilled out into the streets, y'all. This thing is definitely spilled out into the streets, unfortunately. These words have definitely started stinging some people. It appears to me. So, amongst other things, as I said before that we had to get to, amongst other things, Metro Boomin, right? Might as well pull those up, right? Mr. Metro Boomin and his tweets. So apparently, his old tweets have started trending online because everyone was starting to say, well, you can't really talk shit about Drake and the underage women because, my brother, what the fuck are these that you got going on here with these tweets? Is that because I got that Hot 97 shit going? Probably. Let me get that out. Let me get all this out real quick. Get that London stove. And the crew members. That way we gotta, I can do that, what we do for us, okay? Anyway, yeah. So, Mr. Boomin has a series of tweets coming out. Oh yeah, Metro Boomin and Drake. Let's just go from here. There's some underage ones at. Alright, so see if we can find them here. Ah, here we go. There you go, the thread. Oh yeah, this was nasty. Yeah, this was nasty work right here. So this is Metro Boomin denies being a pedophile after his alleged old tweets had resurfaced. It says on Monday night, decade-old tweets allegedly posted by young Metro Boomin surfacing on social media. Several posts which can be seen below show the beatmaker making some wild statements on Twitter. They got the thread up here? There you go. That's what I want to see. He said, I can't be no pedophile at 15, nigga. And that post was deleted. Why did you delete it? Why did you delete it? The things I would do to Sierra are probably illegal. I'm trying to tell that age ain't nothing but a number. I don't know who was at the time. This is back in, what is this, 2011 it says? Okay. She might be young, but she ready. Maybe she even for the crew too. Maybe she even for the crew too. What's it say down here? Hood affairs. If I get a chick that wants me to get her some mollies, is that guaranteed pussy? Oh my goodness. Get your little sister on the mollies. She done ran through the whole squad. She trying to throw molestation charges at niggas be leeling little girls. There was one that was talking about some with the molly too. I couldn't. That was pretty crazy. But for the record, let's see what's going on here. I want to see for myself real quick on something. How old was Metro Boomin? Because we'll give him a pass if. How old is he right now? He's 30 years old. Huh? That actually sounds accurate. So. Oh, you lie. Oh, you lie. You weren't 15, sir. You were 18. You're close. But 18 is 18, nigga. 18 is 18. You making them nasty ass comments. Speaking of nastiness. Speaking of nasty work. Apparently, I took it upon myself to re-listen to. Where is it at? To re-listen to Mr. Cat Williams freestyle. Y'all remember Cat Williams' old freestyle from back when 12 years ago?
I don't dress at all. You can interrogate me with torture, nigga. I won't confess at all. I'll just keep on crying. Keep on sobbing. Ask me any question, my head'll keep on popping. You think I'm saying yes for the first few seconds. Till you realize I'm in my own world, thinking of your girl naked. Fuck you niggas. I'm a federal nightmare. I'm a small motherfucker who ain't scared, who won't fight fair. Shit. So if you wanna make me a motherfucking martyr, do what you gotta do. Bitch nigga starter. Huh. What's happening, Puff? I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah? Jermaine Dupri, king of the pedophiles, if you ask me, baby. Shit. Jermaine Dupri, small as a child. If I was fucking Janet, she'd already have a child. If I was fucking your bitch, she'd have a permanent smile.
Okay. So, of course, he went on about 4 or 5 minutes. That was pretty much the clip, the extent of things that, you know, he would get personal, of course. He would get into, the only other thing he got into was, of course, I'll play it for the pod.
I'm the real G, nigga. I got permanent style. Shit. I don't fuck with you fuck faces. You grown ass niggas with gap teeth that need braces. Fucking rappers with hairlines. They're gonna fuck with me and try to compare lines. Just meet me somewhere, nigga. Let's compare mine. I mean, let's go somewhere and compare nines. Shit. You fucking with Cat. It ain't my fucking fault you ain't visit the brat. Huh? Nigga, you should visit a Gap. Nah. I'm fucked up for even mentioning it. Shit, but you ain't have to go and visit. It ain't a crime to put some money on a bitch's books, is it? Shit. I put 20 G's on my girl. And what you do in your platinum ass world? Huh? Probably ain't do shit. Probably ain't busy. Probably ain't right. Probably ain't do no remix or think about her at night, but that's my nickel. And if she hit a bitch with about her day, that's what it is. She handle her biz. And if she gotta do a motherfucking biz, she can count on me like I'm a motherfucking kid. And don't you start talking about I motherfucking did. Huh? What have you done for me lately? Dun, dun. Ooh, yeah. JD. Boom. What have you done for me lately? Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, yeah. And Steve Harvey, I heard about your book. I'm proud of your success, but bitch nigga, look. Better stop telling people their motherfucking lies before you be somewhere and meet one of my motherfucking guys. You see, when I'm around, them niggas is polite, gentlemen. Niggas be alone. They be all hyped up on Ritalin. And if I ain't there to hold them back, them niggas be anxious to get it in. And they be wearing stuff over their face so they don't show the cameras who's hitting them. You don't want to fucking play football with me, bitch Harvey. I'm blitzing. And I ain't got to call no plays when I audible. I say, get it to him. And you'll be laying there on your backside. They call it a concussion, but for you to just feel like, get in them. And I'll be standing over your body, pulling off your helmet, telling these niggas, get his limbs. You ain't got to worry about what's going to happen next. As you blacking out, the last thing you'll hear is, get his Timbs. And if you wake up 5 minutes later, the thing you'll hear is, get his rims. And I know they tell you that when you see the light, go for the light, but it's getting dim. You a hoe to the day you die, nigga. Getting dim. I'm Cat Williams. I fear not.
And that was Cat Williams, the brilliant mind of Cat Williams. But interesting enough that was 12 fucking years ago. 12 years ago, right? Look at all the shit that came to fruition since he done said all that. Since he said that 12 years ago. From Diddy to JD to Steve Harvey. We know about Diddy. We know about Steve Harvey. We ain't spoke too much about Mr. JD. And this outlandish shit here. Because what in the entire fuck is this? I don't know about y'all. But if a nigga like this came up to me and I'm 9, 10 years old, look what goddamn how he is. I'm kicking you in your nuts. You back the hell up. I don't know you from a hole in the wall, mister. You don't look right. Nigga look like this coming up to me. What in the hell is this? Now, disturbing as that is, I'm gonna let y'all hear. I'm gonna let y'all hear JD himself tell y'all how, in fact, he met Criss Cross. Let y'all tell.
What did you see in those guys? When you first saw them at the mall, what did you see?
Something that I still haven't seen today. They was in the mall. They was stars before I even came around. And they was in the mall. They was ghetto stars.
Yeah.
Like for real. They was in the mall walking around. It was girls at the cookie company giving them free cookies.
Now, I want to put something into context real quick while we're listening to this. Jermaine Dupri, and the year he discovered them, first of all. Stop playing with me. this damn thing. First of all, when Jermaine Dupri discovered them, it was 1991, right? God damn it with this time. He was 19 years old. 19 and 91, right? How he discovered them. Where's the mall at? JD me. So the duo was discovered at Greenbrier Mall in Atlanta in 1991 by the 19-year-old Jermaine Dupri at the time. According to Dupri, Kelly and Smith were not pursuing a record deal and weren't even rappers or musicians when he met them. So, to put this in a better context for y'all, these was just two little random boys just standing in the mall. Just two little random boys in the mall that JD just happened to just be watching. Think about that. The two little random boys that he just happened to just be watching, right? That's all right, y'all.
They was like I'm telling you, I was standing there in the middle of the mall looking at this like, who the is this? And I thought, you know, because I wasn't really big on Nickelodeon and all that when I was younger, so I thought this was like some kids from Nickelodeon or something. People were actually, you know, girls was acting wild about these little boys.
Yeah. I think you've used the term in describing them that they represented a mood.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, for just what does that mean to you? What was that mood? What struck you?
They was like the word swag before
anybody used that.
Yeah, before it was even being used. Like their mentality was, I don't know what they was on.
Yeah.
We trying to figure that out.
I'm just saying, I you know, just to be that young, I never saw nobody that was like that focused on being cool.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, people out there, Crisscross weren't rappers. They weren't kids walking around with demos. They weren't trying to be rappers. They weren't trying to be singers. When I met them, I said, "What do y'all do?" Light-skinned Chris said, "We just cool."
Ain't your mom ever teach you don't talk to strangers?
I was f***ed up like, get these guys a record fast.
But you see, but your genius is, number one, you could recognize that, but then you could put it into action.
I mean, it took a minute though. It took 2 years for me. It took
talk about that.
It
Talk
took
about
2
that
years to
process.
get to Jump.
Yeah.
And like I said, they weren't rappers. They weren't even thinking about being rappers. They weren't even thinking about being in the music. From what I remember.
Yeah.
So remember what he just said. Shout out to my name is Khan, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. Salute to you, sir. So put this into context also. So he says 2 years before Jump came out. Met him in 91. So he spent 2 years now just chilling and hanging out with these little boys. So now he's about 21 when Jump comes out. These little niggas is 12, 13. Think about that. Fucking think about that. He just hanging out with these little niggas 11 years old and he 19. 8 years apart. Just chilling and hanging out with some 11-year-olds for 2 years. What in the hell is going on here? I agree. What is going on here? Y'all hear this shit. So, 2 years go by. You just chilling with them. Go ahead, JD.
And at first, I just was just kicking it with them because I started learning how to be cool. Let me get some of this coolness. And they, I started living by the way they was living.
Yeah.
Like these kids would get up at like 6 in the morning and go to the barbershop and get fresh at 6 in the morning and be sitting outside the barbershop before the dude even get there, before the barber get there to get their hairline.
Yeah.
I never seen nobody at 11 doing this. I know I didn't. I don't even know where they got the money to get haircuts. But
from the girl at the cookie store.
This what they was doing.
JD, who was your peers that you were just able to just hang around with these 11-year-olds? I need to ask that.
Their whole mentality and sneakers. They were sneakerheads at 11 and 12. And this is all the stuff that I'm watching, and then they would tell me stories about kids in their school getting beat up and robbed for starter jackets, and just a lot of information that I was gathering that I hadn't, that I wasn't going to public school at the time. So I was, I would just pick them up from school and just kick it with them and just try to get stories. So one day I was riding with them, and I probably shouldn't have been listening to this music with them 11 and 12, but their favorite artist was Ice Cube, and we played that America's Most Wanted album to death in my car, right? And they knew every word to every song. So I'm driving one day and I'm looking in the rearview mirror and I'm watching them rap the lyrics as if they was Ice Cube. I'm like, where they learning this lyrics at? And how are they learning? It's one thing to say the raps because you know the song, but it's one thing to start doing hand movements and start acting it out like you're a rapper. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, if I write them a song that they halfway like, this might be something.
You know how dumb this nigga was at 19, 20 years old that he didn't realize that a kid could be influenced easier at 11 years old? Did y'all not hear this shit? Shit, about 8, 9 years old, 10 years old even. I was able to recite lyrics, fool. We all were. Everybody was able to recite and do mannerisms and and whatnot. I'm pretty sure at 11, 12 years old. But not everybody possessed the ability to write rap lyrics, of course.
So it was my mission to try to start making music that they like. They ain't like none of the songs at first.
And anything that you had proposed to
Yeah, everything I started writing for them, it was nothing that was like, we ain't doing that. You could, and my goal was I wasn't gonna be satisfied until they took the song and made it theirs. Because I wasn't gonna get the same thing that I saw with the Ice Cube. So I was every day trying to write a song. Trying to write a song. And, they was quick to tell me what was whack, corny, nah, right? And then I hit this chord with them. I wrote this song called Little Boys in the Hood. And that was them. And at that point, I could see in their eyes that they heard what I was saying was them. And then they start saying it. And they start saying it just like me. They start saying it better than me. I'm like, oh. I could start feeling what was happening, but I still knew we didn't have that one record that I wanted. But I could feel it, and I felt it, and I sent the record out to...
Yeah, I hear how cringy it sound in the background. Everybody like, yo, what are we listening to? Like, what are we yeah, this man was just basically spending this much time with them like this. I know they're like, yo, what are we even hearing right now?
Joe the Butcher at Rough House, and he called me back. He said, I want to sign him. And he signed him off Little Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? This is B.o.
So, like I said, how creepy is that? How motherfucking creepy is this shit? That this man was just chilling in the mall, picks up these 10, 11-year-olds, or 11, 12-year-olds, chills them till they about 12, 13, and then does jump. Right? Now, the buck doesn't stop there. The buck doesn't stop there. The trend that they would start would be the backwards jeans, right? Well, damn. What? How did it go there? The trend that they would start would be the backwards jeans, of course, right? Now, some don't know this, but backwards jeans, or should I say backwards pants in general, even back then in jail culture, backwards jeans was said to be meaning for easy access. If you notice, where are the zippers? The zippers are where? Behind you. Correct? Now, I'm not just saying this. Not just saying this at all. As it says here, the trend of extremely sagging your pants started in prison as a way for inmates to secretly advertise their sexual willingness to other inmates. That's it. Nah, don't shoot the messenger. don't shoot the messenger. But one would have to wonder, why is JD teaching this to 11 and 12-year-olds? That is where you have to start asking yourself these questions. Why is he teaching 11 and 12-year-olds to wear their clothes backwards? Remember, what did he say? They had more swag than me. So if they had more swag than JD, why in the hell were they made to wear their jeans backwards? Now, of course, that was a heavy trend back in the day, but it was a very short-lived trend as well. And I'm pretty sure there were some pretty uncomfortable people that started to realize just how, just how crazy they'd actually look. Or should I say actually feel. Where there would usually be airflow where your nuts is at, there's now airflow where your asshole at. If you catch my drift. So, of course you're saying to yourself, well, there weren't any stories of these two when they were younger, right? I beg to differ. Apparently, Daz Dillinger had a rather interesting story about what happened to Chris Kelly when he was younger. Listen to this.
That was our homies right there. You know what I'm saying? We kicked it with them all the motherfucking time. Wow. That was the first dude I seen. You think Jada Pinkett was entangling? She was entangling with Chris Kelly from motherfucking Crisscross, because Crisscross was in the room and he was like, Jada Pinkett is at the door, but don't leave. Take this weed. Chill. We like, damn, that mother gave us an ounce of weed. We're going to kick it right here. Then he came back in. He said, yeah, that was Jada Pinkett. I'm like, damn, this nigga's fucking Jada Pinkett at a young age.
Wow, Chris Kelly was that?
1993, around that way.
Wow.
You know, yes, she was entangling me. Shout out to Jada.
So remember, JD met them in 91. He was fucking Jada by 93. Sound like he fucked Jada Pinkett soon as Jump came out. He jumped up right out there, them jeans, huh? He jumped right in Jada pussy. So he wasn't even 15, I would say, right? Sound like to me. If Daz is right, if Daz is saying 90, you know what? Oh, it was Chris Kelly in 91. I'm gonna sell it right here. Single and Okay, so in 92 they were 13 and 12 years old. That's what it says here. In 92 they were 13 and 12 years old. I'll show you. But so if they were that age, they were 13 and 12 in 92. 13 and 14. Right? Since it won't tell me Chris Kelly's age. Let me see something real quick. He died when he was 34. He was born in 78. It's 2 years. Yeah, he would have been 12 in 1990. So 13 he was in 91. Yeah, he was 14. Damn. He was 14 years old, fucking Jada Pinkett. Isn't that something? It's crazy how this industry turned these young boys out. So it's just a young age. Matter of fact, while we're on the subject of Chris, might as well. We might as well go take a trip down memory lane real quick. While we're on the subject. Because he's not the only one that happened to. He is not the only one at all that happened to. And I remember watching this footage a couple years ago, and I was disturbed then. And now when I think about it, I'm even more disturbed by it. Because, like, you're saying to yourself, okay, 15, 16 years old even, right? Okay. Getting pussy is one thing. But when you talk about fucking older bitches and cougars and whatnot, then it starts getting a little... I mean, that's why these teachers are starting to go to jail out here. That's why these teachers and shit are going to jail out here. But do y'all remember when Lil Wayne talked about this shit?
Man, Twist, what you laughing at, man? How you get that? You get that? You understood that? You sucking on clits over that fight? They came on that motherfucker. That nigga. Oh, you a twin?
15.
Yeah, fight.
Huh? Oh my God.
You bet I'm on the real. Cause I'm the real. He said, yeah, I was fucking at 11. I had Nate at 15, nigga. I had my daughter when I was 15, nigga. It ain't cause you a male, it ain't cause you 15, you supposed to, cause you're young money. You're supposed to. Fuck that shit.
The nigga said I had my first when I was 15. And then proceeds to say it ain't because of that. It's because you're Young Money. So, do you hear how pretty much Lil Wayne was groomed when he was a kid? And was pretty much just taught this way? Was just okay to be doing this at such a young age? He was 15 when he had his first kid. 15.
Man, I stopped fucking. I got raped when I was 11, Twist. I loved it.
And you heard someone start to say, oh my God, but then when he makes a joke about he loved it, everyone laughs. That's not anything to laugh about when someone says, I got raped at 11 years old and I loved it.
I ain't never pressed charges. I'm gonna do you like baby them did me. Yeah. I'll never forget that day. Yeah, no, they was all in the kitchen. I was scared. It was cool. There was about this many niggas and shit too in that bitch. I never forget the word. Suck la wine la dick. Yeah, I was sitting on the couch. Everybody in that bitch. That nigga was like talking. Girl with your good dick. Girl, you know you suck with your good dick. Suck on that. Boy, that bitch suck all nigga. Have a nigga. Suck la wine la dick. I'm sitting there like, sure, yeah. Sucked up. I ain't never had this happen. In front of G. Oh my God, that was the best ever, boy. I walked out that bitch, I felt like I killed 5 niggas, ran through 3 banks, boy. You don't understand. I was a different man after that. I was Lil Wayne. After that, yeah.
Sad, sad thing. Sad, sad thing. But see, those are the things and those are the stories that no one really pays attention to because it gets shadowed by chuckles. It gets shadowed by the laughter when it comes to boys. Of course, if this is the other way around, it would be, of course, more talked about. But grooming is grooming. Okay? Whether you're doing it or giving someone away to have it done to them, it is still grooming. So, how does Jada Pinkett even know to go fuck a Chris Kelly if it's not for a JD? So, interesting enough, listen to, or should I say, look at JD when he's asked about when Chris Kelly passes.
You know, how did it feel, you know, like with Criss Cross, they came out multi-platinum. And then they came back again with the song with Supercat.
Nah, that's the same album. Oh, you talking about? All Right. Yeah, you talking about All Right.
All Right.
Yeah.
And then one of the members passes.
No.
Not right after, but years later.
Yeah, years later.
He passes at a relatively young age. Was it 30-something?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you see that coming at all? Were you guys still in contact?
No, I didn't.
Do you see that? Did you notice how his entire mannerisms changed when he started to talk about
that? With the song with Supercat.
Nah, that's the same album. Oh, you talking about? All Right. Yeah, you talking about All Right.
All Right.
Yeah.
And then one of the members passes.
No.
Not right after, but years later.
Yeah, years later.
He passes at a relatively young age. Was it 30-something?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you see that coming at all? Were you guys still in contact?
No, I didn't. I mean, I didn't see that coming. We was in. I mean, we had just did the 20th anniversary, so it was like, we had just started, having much more dialogue about, them going on tour and doing other things after the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tragedy.
Yeah, 100%.
It was a tragedy. And then Brat got into her own set of problems later on, the hitting of the girl with the bottle.
Yeah.
Notice how he starts just rubbing his leg as if he's super nervous that he got past that question.
We had just did the 20th anniversary, so it was like we had just started, having much more dialogue about them going on tour and doing other things after the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tragedy.
Yeah, 100%.
It was a tragedy.
Now, this is someone to have said that, he looked at Criss Cross as his own children. For someone that looked at them as their own children, you would think that he would have a lot more contact with them, wouldn't you? On top of, you didn't even know how old Criss was when he passed away. Criss was 34, by the way. But for Jermaine to not even remember how old he was right there on the spot, and for him to not even seem even the bit of sad about it, he almost chuckled about it beforehand when he corrected Vlad, didn't he? That was very interesting to even notice that how Jermaine felt about Chris Kelly's passing. Yes, rest in peace. Now, Boosie didn't necessarily do anything similar to that. His was more of well, yes, it was similar, actually. I'll say that. It was similar because his was more of him letting his son get head by a stripper. But I believe it was when he turned 18. I don't think it was when he was underage. I believe it was when he turned 18. He let his son get head by a stripper. But this would not be the only time, of course, JD has had Young on the mind. As we all know, JD's entire roster is full of young stars, right? Now, Usher has never talked about him in interview. I've also noticed that. They've never really even been interviewed together. So, Usher, I wouldn't think would have anything to say negative about JD. But it's rather interesting that Usher also he was fresh off coming from Flavor Camp with Diddy when JD had also taken him in at a young age. And they did the My Way album. So if we know the background of Diddy and how he gets down, and of course he gets passed to Usher through L.A. Reid, and we all know that JD has also worked with the likes of Justin Bieber. This isn't sounding like something that's, an apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They say the birds of a feather flock together, right? So, you guys remember Escape, right? And Candy B.l.a.c. I wonder how many people actually paid attention to the fact that, everyone knew that Escape was pretty young when they came into the game. So, my question is, how does Candy B.l.a.c. end up dating JD with them being so young in the game? Notice how the same thing is also said with the 2-year time frame.
I don't know if you're going to respond to this or if you're going to get upset with me asking this.
Uh-oh.
In working with Jermaine Dupri, a relationship was established.
God, he was being sensitive.
No, I want to make sure. I want to be respectful. Maybe that's. So when people found out that you guys were dating, were they upset, or did you allow yourself damn, how did I manage to get?
That is the funny thing. People did not know. It was not like we were openly kicking it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, just kicking it. Is that where the song came from?
No. No, that is not. That is funny that you said that. But no. Actually, we had completed 2 full albums before we ever crossed that line.
Okay.
So I know it's like been put out there like so many different rumors.
Right.
That it wasn't like it was something that happened in the beginning. You know how you could be working with somebody and over time, you know, flirtation, things happen or whatever. So it wasn't like, you know, we were, you know, honestly, I felt like when people want to say like, oh, there was favoritism. There was no favoritism.
He didn't show you favoritism?
No.
Well, I got to stop it.
Be like,
we got to stop
yeah,
this.
like, not to say that I felt like I was supposed to be getting favoritism because honestly, like for me, I never want people to feel like, oh, that's how I got on.
Right.
No.
Right.
I was on.
Right.
And then it just happened.
Okay.
Like, to be clear, you know what I mean? But, so the only people who actually knew, as far as from me,
right?
Like I'm not saying
who he told. Okay, well.
Yeah, but like I talked to Tiny
right.
a lot and Tamika Scott.
Right.
We were the 3 of us were like, you know, the 3 musketeers, and we would, you know, share secrets with each other.
Right.
So, you know, I would talk to them about it, and they would know, but not like I wouldn't be like if we came in the room, you wouldn't even know anything was going on.
Do you feel women are judged more harshly for dating in the industry than a man?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's however it's brought to the plate. I mean, to the people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think when it was said to the world, because like I said, like it wasn't like an open thing, right?
So, for those that can't see it, after meeting in 1990, the group got their big break while performing the following year at a birthday party for rapper and music producer Jermaine Dupri. The Vogue reports. Dupri was so impressed, he signed the women to his label So So Def. Now, 1990. How old was Kandi Burruss in 1990? Are we following? She was 14. So that means, right? Escape got signed, what? Right, a little bit right after. Not even right after. Around the same time as Criss Cross, right? If we're, you know, following along here. Criss Cross was discovered in 91. They were discovered in 90. We just read that. So, two years later would have been what? She's 16. Duh.
Right.
When it was said to the world, it was said like, oh, she was trying to, you know, kick it with him to get on. And it's just kind of like, no, that don't make sense.
Right.
We had already did 2 albums. I had already been on leading on multiple songs.
Right.
So no, like don't try to make it seem like it was that. So I feel like people as a woman, we can definitely make the decision of who we want to share ourselves with.
Correct.
Right? So it doesn't have to be, oh, I'm trying to get put on. I was on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm very clear about that. Like, I'm just very much like, I'm about my business.
Right.
You know? And, you know.
You didn't like the narrative that was being put out about Kandi.
Yeah, I did not like that at all. But because also, the narrative came later, and it wasn't even just that. It was the other things that were said along with it that really made it like, wait, what?
So have you had a full opportunity to set the record straight? Is the record straight now?
As far as?
What transpired, how it all went about. It's not like it was, because, you know, they're going to portray it. It was probably portrayed one way. She did, like you said, she did this to come up, yada, yada, yada. And you like, well, hold on. I already got albums. I had 2 albums. What you mean come up?
Yeah.
I wasn't no fledgling. I wasn't somebody that was unsigned.
Right. Well, I never really felt like I had to clear up anything about the situation with Jermaine.
Right.
I didn't feel like I had to clear that up. I mean, you know.
Right.
that wasn't it. It was I mean, I don't know what other questions you got to ask. I don't want to be jumping far ahead of you.
No, go ahead.
But basically, you know, obviously we worked together during that time period. After our group had separated, you know, after third album,
right?
And we had been like not a group for a few years before my group member got on the radio because she was upset about some things.
Oh, she outed you?
Yes, but not just that. She added some more BS to it.
Oh, she put some juice to that thing and make it grow.
Right. Well, the negativity. Okay, so the part that I felt like for a long time wasn't clear and people try to run with, she was like, oh, Candy, you know, was having sex with Jermaine, and she tried to make it seem like that was the reason why the group broke up. And that was not. Man. That was the first thing. And then the other thing was...
Y'all still friends?
Yeah, well, I stopped talking to her for a decade, but we're friends
again. Okay.
We're friends again. But anyway, then the other part was that she added to it was that she tried to say, yeah, she screwed his daddy or something like that. That was way over the top.
Right.
And then I was like really like hurt and upset by the whole situation because... You know, a long time, she and I had a great friendship. And then it's just like, I understand we're no longer like working together like we used to, but why would you do that? Like, but I never tried to clear up publicly what she said at that time, but that rumor lingered for years. And so that was what was frustrating to me. It wasn't the part about Jermaine. It was the other part because it's just like, dang, you gotta make it seem like I was just like going through the family. Like, the hell, you know?
I'm glad you said that, Candy. I didn't say that. That's what she said. She put that out there. Let the record.
Yeah, but I mean, we cleared it up. I guess when we got back together and did that, the first reality show that our group had, you know, she cleared it up somewhat. Then there are still some other things that I felt like were never said.
Right.
That would have made it even more like, y'all would be like, what? But I don't feel the need to clear all those other things up or to add any fuel to the fire. I just feel like, you know, when she basically let it be known that what she said wasn't true. Then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna
let it go.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go.
So where were you when you heard that? Did somebody come to you that she had put your business in the street?
No, you know how I heard it? This is the craziest thing. Me and my friend Rashida, the rapper Rashida that's on Love and Hip Hop.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we were doing a project at the time. We was working on something. And we were in the studio and a family friend sent me the link while I was sitting, and I sat there and I listened to it, and what bothered me was it was like an 18-minute long interview.
Wow.
And the whole 18 minutes, she was dogging me out. And I cried. I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? It was very hurtful.
Did you know she had these feelings towards you?
No, I didn't know that. I mean, the thing about it was, I think, like I said, you know.
I mean, it bothers you now. You tearing up a little bit now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that really, can we get some Kleenex?
I mean, it's not coming down.
No, but I'm just saying, because it hurts you. Because you in a group, y'all together, we sisters.
Right, but now mind you, we were separate for a time. So anyway, what happened was, at that time, Jermaine had just put out a book.
Right.
And in the book, he barely talked about our group. He don't really say that much about us. But I think in there, he said some things about her sister getting the big head or something, and that's why the group basically defeated themselves. Right? Because we didn't break up because of a album not doing well, whatever. But she didn't like what he said about her sister. And so I guess she called herself.
But you didn't say it?
I didn't say it, but I am always the one to catch the heat for some reason.
Right.
So anyway, when that book came out, like the next day or you know, within that period of time, she went on the radio to do the interview calling herself clearing up that it was not my sister, the real reason why the group broke up. But now she says why the real reason why the group broke up. But back then she was defending, you know, her sister, I guess.
Right.
But at the same time, like, to be clear, I am very serious about, like I said, about my work, my accomplishments.
Right.
I'm like a person who likes accomplishments, right?
Right.
So it's not always about the money.
But you don't want you don't want people to shortchange your accomplishments.
Don't shortchange my accomplishments. Exactly. So it was everything she said was hurtful, obviously, but it was just like I think some of the things that the interview was like. So when she was like, "Yeah, Candy did this," and she was like, "You mean Candy, the one who writing all the songs?" Well, we all write. It was stuff like that. I was like, well, dang. And then it would be like, well, you mean Candy that wrote this and did this and that? I mean, we all do that. Like, it was just like everything she said, and it was just like trying to make it seem like everything that I had done had been because of a man or because of somebody that I got hooked up with or whatever, which, no.
Right.
Okay. So, I was looking for her to fucking pause. She's very long-winded. Anyway, as you clearly saw, Candy was also another one that was underage that was dealing with Jermaine Dupri at the time, and it sounds like that because she was dealing with Jermaine, the rest of the group was pretty much jealous because she started getting a lot more leads. I mean, when you're fucking your boss, those kind of, are the perks, I guess, that comes with that. But to be saying that she was also sleeping with Jermaine's daddy at such a young age was like, a little nasty there. But creep shit. It's like we just saw. They were about 14 years old when they got discovered at a birthday party. Nigga, what you doing at a birthday party? A kid's birthday party. See what I'm saying? It is the environments that we'll keep catching JD at. That's the thing. First you stalking two little boys at a mall, allegedly. Then you had some kid's birthday party and getting this group signed. What is going on here? That's what I'm talking about. I'm sensing a lot of Diddy party activity. And funny I say I sense a lot of Diddy party activity. Look who the next person we got in our slide, y'all. I'm about to put this up as the cover. Got Jigga, that nigga Jigga. Diddy, the Diddler himself. Rest in peace, Anthony Wolf over here. Jermaine Dupri. Looking like he off that Tootsie right now. I ain't gonna lie. He off that Tootsie right now. He's so damn messed up. And someone that don't look like they don't need to be there. Little Bow Wow. As little as hell as he was. Don't look like he even need to be there in that vicinity right now. Look how young this little boy was in 98. Now, apparently there was a rumor that he had gotten raped in the tunnel. All of those articles, of course, have been pretty much wiped from the internet. I've noticed that he was raped in the tunnel. And the ones confirming it anyway. Because the only thing you can find is Bow Wow just pretty much shutting it down. But one thing he didn't shut down was that when he was 15, what he was doing with a young Extra Baxter.
What was it like dealing with girls? Because, I'm sure girls liked you when you were younger and everything else like that, but being a superstar kind of puts you in a different platform.
Mm-hmm.
Girls look at you different.
Right.
But you're only 13.
Right.
So how did that work back then?
It was crazy because I had girls my age that loved me, but like I said, I was young, I was a teenager, so Jermaine pretty much became like the father figure.
Okay.
And, watching the type of women that he would have around, it fucked my head up. fucked me up.
What do you mean?
I didn't want, when I would leave Jermaine in the summer to go back to Ohio for a couple months, I could not talk to girls in Ohio again.
Why is that?
I never seen women built like this before, fine as hell.
Yeah.
And everything Jermaine had, I wanted. And it fucked me up. So, true story, I remember Jermaine and them went out to the Gentleman's Club, one of the hottest strip clubs, if not the best strip club of all time in Atlanta, right? And they go, and of course I couldn't get in, but all the strippers knew who I was. So I had all the girls come outside by the car. So when Jermaine and Nelly was walking out, they hearing, you know, what the fuck is going on? Bow Wow hanging out the window, he got all the strippers outside the window. So I've been, so when people look at me now and it's like, oh, why does he like strippers? Oh, why do they go to the strip club? Oh, why? It's because of my upbringing. That's what I was brought up on. We raised in Atlanta. Jermaine's like my mentor / father figure. I see them do it. When I get older and I get my bank up, I want to do it. So when it came to women, it was kind of like I really wasn't fucking with none my age. I wanted older women. I wanted the women that Jermaine had. I wanted all his women. And that fucked it up. That's like having Kobe beef, then you go back and one of your boys take you to go get a quarter pounder. That quarter pounder, cool.
Right.
But until you had Kobe beef, you don't really want that quarter pounder no more.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What age did you start messing with women though?
No bullshit, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like around 15, 16.
Okay, that's not that young.
Yeah, I was nervous. I
I mean, as we all were.
Yeah, I was nervous. Motherfuckers was like, I was hearing shit like rebel pop. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. The motherfuckers supposed to protect us. What you mean they break?
Oh, rebels pop. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, that's gonna be my first time. First time I go and my shit pop, and next thing you know, I got a baby. I will always think about that. I'm like, man, watch my first time my shit break. I keep hearing about this shit. And then I just kept it cool until I felt like I was put in a situation where, I had no choice. I gotta go in. I gotta go in.
There was I guess a story about Esther Baxter.
That's true.
Okay, I guess she denied it for some reason?
Yeah, I don't know why though. She doesn't need to. It's cool, man.
Okay, so Esther Baxter was the first.
That was the first girl I ever had sex with. Ever in my life.
Not a bad first right there.
Fuck
I got it. That's one of the baddest chicks of all time, really.
And it's not even to be like disrespectful. Like it was just a question that was asked. You know, when you hear about your first, I mean that's something not really meaningful. To some it can be, but it's a highlight. Like you should never really forget your first.
Right.
I think that it wasn't that she denied it. I just think that she didn't know, and she didn't know.
Okay.
That she was my first.
Okay.
She, you thinking Bow Wow, he's probably been fucking since 12. Right. Not the case. You know what I'm saying? Once again, it was a situation where my back was against the wall, and I knew if I didn't handle my business as a man during this time, I'm a fucking loser. And I cannot let the woman know that I was J. Cole, pretty much. Like, I was J. Cole. I didn't want her to know. I'm acting like I know what I'm doing. As soon as I was done, I called my bodyguard, no bullshit. What I do? What I do now? I'm done. What do I do? What I do? I did it. You know what I mean? I was excited, but I think that she probably didn't know that she was my first. So I think maybe that's where kind of her side was, but it's the truth. She was my first.
You were 15 and she was how old?
She will always remember like a year and a half older than me, or like 2 years.
Okay, so she was a teenager too.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is before she started doing King and
yeah. This was right at PD Pablo stages.
Okay.
Freak League video and Shake It Tail Feather.
Ah, right. She was only 16 in that video?
She was young, like 18, 19. Okay. It was like 18, 19 when we met.
Okay. So second album.
So think about that. Bow Wow's entire career, basically, right? All he knew since he was such a young kid was being the superstar. He didn't really know much else. So it was very easy for him to be, a young, influential kid and get exposed to something like this. He doesn't know any better. Of course, you lost Virginia at 15. Of course, we're looking at it like, okay, it's a boy. That's supposed to happen. That's a boy. Is it? Is it really though? And of course, throws a bail. She was about 18, 19 at the time. So it's not really a big age gap, of course. Just to clarify that. So of course, like I said, it seems like a very normal thing. But like I said, when you put it into the context of something that has been, just kept on happening throughout the industry with all these young stars that came in. You heard they all around the same age. What happened? Their cherries got popped. All at young ages. And like I said, you see the picture that we had him with beforehand. That picture already just didn't look right. So, who knows if that tunnel story that the security guard talked about was true? Who knows? Who knows? Because he denied the rumors of the tunnel. He denied that he got ripped at the tunnel back in the day. But he didn't deny Esther Baxter. See, understand and put that into context. Those were two different incidents. Some people think it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's two different incidents. He denied the rumor that he got raped at the tunnel. And that would have been when he was around this age. As we see here as being a little boy. But, as JD also said, the party continues. Who remembers the rap game and a young star called d.Tronada? She and a few other the young rap stars that were on the show had quite a lot to say about it. I'll say that.
Getting who is the best rapper.
So yesterday, Jermaine Dupri decided to comment on a video that Summer Walker made about her wanting to become a rapper.
I'm about to become a rapper. All these can do it. All they're talking about is their... And I can do it too.
I wasn't interested on doing a video about this back then, but I totally wanted to include some of the young ladies on the rap game, especially some of the statements that were made by a young lady by the name of d.Tronada. d.Tronada is a 16-year-old Baltimore rapper. She decided to speak out about her involvement on the rap game and the advice she allegedly received from the creator and mentor Jermaine Dupri. d.Tronada took to the Shade Room Teens to tell her truth about why her show mentor said she wouldn't be successful. So a post was made on the Shade Room Teens about one of the season 5 rappers, and someone tweeted, yeah, Jermaine Dupri, you tweaked on him. He's a different breed now. So Jermaine Dupri decided to respond back to the young man, and he said, why it ain't never JD you got him right? Why it's gotta be I tweaked? Y'all watch the show. You know every one of them kids' skill level went up after being with me. Stop playing. So a lot of people wasn't feeling those comments, and even members of the rap game decided to step in. d.Tronada being one, saying, boy, no. You taught me talent don't matter, and if I ain't got sex appeal, I wouldn't make it. You gave us IG followers. Some of us choose to utilize it, some of us didn't. Don't take credit for how people rap. Then another young lady that was on the show, she said, you took the words right out of my mouth. Another young man that was on the same season as her said on God. People started to ask d.Tronada questions in the comments, and the young lady said, I still think you misread what he was saying on that show. d.Tronada said, misread? That man told me to my face at 15 years old, you need sex appeal in order for people to listen to you. You gotta give the people what they want first, and then they'll listen later. Whatever y'all saw on TV was what you were allowed to see. Every episode was a week's worth of footage, squeezed into 40 minutes. Y'all barely saw 1/4 of what went on. Another young lady that was on the show said, tell them they still don't get it. It is a TV show and it is edited to make great TV. Feelings be butthurt off of exactly what you said, 1/4 of what really happened. Dejanata has said in several interviews that she is way different than most of the female artists out today.
Well, I don't cuss. Yes. I don't talk about, like, sex. I'm 16. Like, people is committed to God, you feel me? Right. So, yeah, that's just, like, there's plenty of female rappers that's in the city that's killing it. Fendi, Sneaky T, like all of them, they killing it. It's just, I'm like, there ain't no really young female doing it in the city right now, and I just feel like that sets me apart from everybody else.
She also proved that she can actually rap, unlike some who had their careers handed to them.
You messed up when you decided to try me. Know that I'm always on go. I keep that gadget right by me. I can do bad by myself without campaigns behind me. I guess I forgot who I was, and this a chance to remind me. Girl, I run up in your crib like you Osama bin Laden and snatch your wallet. Maybe uppercut your mama for a while, and you thought I was silent until they told me people were trying, and no point in hiding. This my game, I ain't resigning.
It's so sad that she alleged Jermaine Dupri said that, being that so many people tried to compare her to b.l.a.c during her season. Even in that same interview with People, he talked about how his so deaf artist b.l.a.c broke the mold.
b.l.a.c broke that mold, right? You know what I mean? So it's like when b.l.a.c came out, she was the first female solo artist to go platinum. So we together broke the mold that I was in prior to meeting b.l.a.c. With b.l.a.c, it was different. She just had an aggression that I hadn't seen in no female rappers. Still to this day, she has an aggression that no other female rappers have.
You don't want any more brats, right?
Huh?
You don't want any more.
Well, it's only one brat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both Dejanata and b.l.a.c have some similarities in which the fans have pointed out. They're both beautiful, talented, and they're comfortable with their image no matter who or what person tried to change them. It also makes me wonder if the other girls in the rap game, were they told the same thing? I'm not sure if any of these young ladies even hit 21 yet, but their image is totally different than what it used to be. Now, I do know several of the young ladies decided to turn down offers by Jermaine Dupri because they felt that they were bad deals.
From the outside looking in, they're so curious as to why I didn't sign. But when you're actually in the circle, you see a lot of things that other people don't see. I'm not taking anything from JD. The man is very smart. He's very talented. I've seen him in the studio work. He's amazing. But like I said, we just being in the circle, we see a lot of things that other people don't see in the industry. Like industry people that I've met. We can relate to the same kind of problems that I ran into. My mom handles all my finances, everything behind the scenes, and my dad is here with me. Like, he's my manager. He does everything. I have to feel comfortable around you. I'm not a product. I am a product, but don't treat me like a product, if you get what I'm saying. And a lot of people in the industry, they just want to see their money. They just want to see their money in their bank account grow. They don't look at you as a human being. So not only do it have to be a monetary value to me in my career, it has to be a situation where I feel comfortable, where I can feel like I could trust you at least a little bit.
Now, a lot of people wouldn't say no to the deal. They would decide it's
young.
JD.
Right,
but
seems to be a pattern of these young girls, doesn't it? Not only are you telling them that, Dejanata, that she has to have sex appeal at 15 years old of all ages, but then the girls that do sign, or should I say the one that does win, Lotto, says that she sees things in the industry that she already is familiar with, of course, that, her fault via her father. And says, we understand what you guys, are really about. So we're going to kindly just pass on this. Notice that.
Hits. He makes superstars.
He do, but, I got bigger plans.
Okay.
So to this day, you don't have no regrets?
No.
Of not signing?
No. Heck no. No. No, ain't nobody. I don't know who signed that contract, but I don't know of anybody that's really doing anything from any of the seasons. So it's like.
Are you trying to sign to a label, or do you want to stay independent?
I look forward to signing to a major label soon. I'm not, I ain't stupid. So when that right deal comes, I'ma sign it.
So I know a lot of people agree with Jermaine Dupri and what he said about today's rappers, but after reviewing some of those comments from the younger girls and seeing some of the interviews, it kind of made me side-eye that whole statement, because I would never want the young ladies to think that they have to have some type of quote-unquote sex appeal in order to make it into music. Being that these young ladies were a part of his show, I would have thought that he would have helped them and made sure they didn't turn into that same statistic in which he was talking about. But maybe that's just me. You guys, let me know your thoughts and your opinions.
So, like I said, birds of a feather flock to motherfucking together, don't they? Birds of a feather flock together, and they always will. You told Deetranada that she needed to have sex appeal at the age of 15, right? But I remember watching that same show, and I remember you was telling Lotto that she looked a little too grown, right? So, kind of shooting you some bail there, but at the same time, if you telling Deetranada that shit behind the scenes, and at the same time, you got all these other girls that, that were like Lotto, that had the sex appeal that won on the show and then turned the record deal down from you, they all said the same thing. Like, nah, this just don't seem right. Something don't seem right. Something ain't right about this. And like the young girl said, I agree with her. Why are you not showing these girls differently anyway? Why are you trying to just, model them off and throw them to the system? Giving them the young Annie treatment, so to speak. Sadly to say. It's an industry practice, man. And notice how they all were the same age at 14, 15. Around the same time. 12, 13, 14, 15. 12, 13, 14, 15. They all got groomed around the same time. Between that 13 and 15 age. All of them. All of them. Candy, you can say 15, 16. If you want to shoot her a little bit of bail. But yeah, man. I just thought that was a little bit enlightening. I started, like I said, I looked at that picture and I was like, anybody ever talk about JD? Anybody ever notice certain shit with JD? And I just hit the tip of the iceberg. I didn't really dig through the rabbit hole on that one. I just said real quick because from what I remember, just little things that I remembered. But anywho, y'all know what time it is.
Crisscross 9-5.
That's all I got for y'all. Next time I see y'all, we gonna have some shit. I'll let y'all know if you got posted. Till then, peace.
Who got ya? Open, scoping out the track. It's no other than the sounds of the Daddy Mac. Still slacking, back patching up my turf. Cause after me was a real worse after worse. Stomping, jumping, wannabes. Better, but however, there's only one MAC. Me and I live for the big picture. Ways of getting richer. Mr. Quick to hit your sis. I'm ballin' in the Green County on Chrome. I slip brothers in the deck on my cellular phone. I'm just lounging, leather, sound all around. And the dip on the other end wanna put me down now. No hesitation, I hops to it. See, it ain't easy being a Mac, but somebody gotta do it. True, it's usually not represented right. But I'm the MACDADDY, and tonight's tonight. Please, my whole crew makes G's. Tonight's the night, baby, so blow up on knees. Tonight, tonight's the night. Please, my whole crew makes G's. Tonight's the night, baby, so blow up on knees. Tonight's the night I used to go to school.